Hey everybody, I want to quickly talk to you about our science experiment that we're going to do today. I just posted the scientific method graphic organizer on Schoology for you a little bit ago. If you're going to print this out ahead of time, then you can go ahead and print it, take your notes during the experiment on the paper, then upload it to Schoology. If you're going to do the work on Kami and then submit it to me on Schoology that way, you probably want to have just a plain piece of paper and a pencil to take some notes during the experiment, and then you can go back to your Chromebook later and complete the scientific method paper after you're done with the experiment. We're going to follow the steps of the scientific method to do a saltwater density experiment. So we're going to ask a question. We're going to do the research where I teach you about some scientific theories and some important vocabulary words. We're going to create a hypothesis, which is an educated guess that scientists make about what kind of data they might get from their experiment. We're going to test our hypothesis by following a procedure. And then we're going to analyze the data and draw a conclusion based on our data. Now I want you to think about what kind of data our experiment might give us. We've learned about qualitative and quantitative data. In this experiment, we're going to be taking 2 plastic cups, one filled with tap water and one filled with salt water. We're going to make a saltwater solution using this salt, and it's going to be a saturated solution, and I'm going to teach you about that during the experiment. Then we're going to take some grapes and we're going to test whether or not they sink or float in the tap water. Then we'll test to see if they sink or float in the salt water, and we'll make observations to see if they do anything different in each type of liquid. Do you think that will be qualitative or quantitative data? If we're observing to see if the grapes sink or float, are we gathering any numbers for our data, or are we using our powers of observation to see the properties of the grapes or how they behave in salt water and tap water? Since we're going to be observing their buoyancy, or whether or not they sink or float, that is going to be qualitative data. So we'll need to take really good notes during this science experiment so that our data is as detailed as possible. Okay, I'm super excited to do this experiment with you. Go ahead and gather your materials, and I'll see you at your live lesson time, 10:30 for Mrs. McCluskey's class, 12:45 for my class. I'll see you guys later.